Welcome back to the Cash Kicks channel for expert sports analysis, the best team picks, total picks, and in-depth breakdowns based on previous performances. Stay ahead of the game with our winning insights. And for even more exclusive parlay picks, check out Channel in membership. Milwaukee Bucks versus Orlando Magic. The Magic sit at 28 and 24, 7th in the Eastern Conference and right in the middle of the Southeast race, riding momentum at home. The Bucks arrive at 21-30, 4th in the Central Division and fighting to stabilize their season. Orlando already leads the season series 1-0 after a 118-99 statement win in Milwaukee. Now the rematch carries weight. For the Magic, it's about defending their floor and solidifying playoff positioning. For the Bucks, it's about restoring credibility and clawing back into the Eastern picture. The numbers lean decisively toward Orlando. Win probability tilts heavily in their direction, reflecting not just record but balance, health, and recent form. This is a measuring stick night for Milwaukee, and a prove-it night for a young Orlando team that believes it's ready for something bigger. Milwaukee averages 111.7 points per game, shooting 48% from the field. Orlando scores slightly more at 115.2 per game, albeit on 46% shooting. The Magic move the ball with precision at 26.3 assists per game to Milwaukee's 26.2, and they rebound at a stronger 43.5 per night compared to the Bucks' 40.9. Defensively, Orlando generates 8.6 steals and 5.1 blocks per game, both higher than Milwaukee's 7.4 steals and 4.1 blocks. Points allowed are nearly identical, 115.8 for Milwaukee, 115.2 for Orlando, suggesting this game could hinge on efficiency and possessions rather than raw scoring power. Individually, Milwaukee leans heavily on Giannis Antetokounmpo's 28.0 points, 10.0 rebounds, and 5.6 assists per game, while shooting a dominant 64.5% from the field and 65.8% at the line. Ryan Rollins adds 16.9 points and 5.5 assists, while Kevin Porter Jr. contributes 17.5 points and 7.5 assists. Bobby Portis brings 13.3 points and 6.6 rebounds. The Bucks' offensive identity is direct and interior-driven, with Giannis collapsing defenses and guards creating off-penetration. Orlando counters with layered balance. Paolo Banchero leads at 21.4 points and 8.5 rebounds, shooting 45.7% overall. Franz Wagner contributes 21.9 points with 48.5% shooting and 37.3% from three. Desmond Bane adds 19.4 points on 46.8% shooting and a sharp 35.7% from deep. Jalen Suggs orchestrates with 5.4 assists and leads the team defensively at 1.9 steals per game. Wendell Carter Jr. anchors the glass with 7.3 rebounds, while Goga Bitadze provides 1.2 blocks per contest. The Magic play with spacing and multiple creators, blending perimeter rhythm with inside presence. The defining theme is clear: Milwaukee's interior dominance versus Orlando's balanced perimeter attack and defensive activity. If the Bucks control the paint and tempo, they dictate terms. If Orlando spreads the floor and forces rotations, they unlock their depth advantage. Recent form tilts toward Orlando's confidence. The Magic have won 3 of their last 5, including convincing wins over Milwaukee, 118-99, Utah, 120-117, and Brooklyn, 118-98. Even in defeat against Oklahoma City and San Antonio, they competed offensively. They're scoring in bursts and finishing games with composure. Milwaukee, meanwhile, has alternated momentum. A 141-137 overtime win over New Orleans and a 131-115 win over Chicago showed explosive potential. But losses to Orlando, 99-118, Indiana, 105-99, and Boston, 107-79, reveal inconsistency, especially offensively. When the Bucks' half-court sets stall, scoring dries up quickly. At the center of it all is the duel between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Paolo Banchero. Giannis brings overwhelming efficiency, 64.5% from the floor, and a constant rim presence. He rebounds, pushes in transition, and forces double teams. Banchero counters with versatility, 21.4 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4.9 assists, and the ability to operate from the mid-post or stretch beyond the arc. Giannis is power and inevitability. Banchero is patience and control. Franz Wagner's scoring polish and Bane's perimeter accuracy add layers Orlando can deploy if Giannis dominates inside. For Milwaukee, secondary shot creation from Rollins and Porter Jr. becomes critical. If they space effectively and convert from deep, Rollins at 40.7% from three, they can stretch Orlando's defense and open driving lanes. Tactically, this game will pivot on rebounding and turnovers. Orlando's plus 2.6 edge on the glass creates second chances and transition push. Their higher steals and blocks suggest defensive disruption that can fuel early offense. Milwaukee must protect the ball. They average 13.8 turnovers per game, and avoid allowing Orlando's wings to ignite fast breaks. In the half court, Orlando's spacing forces defensive switching. Suggs pressures the point of attack, and Carter's interior positioning deters easy finishes. Milwaukee will counter by pounding the paint and forcing help rotations. If the Magic collapse too aggressively, the Bucks' shooters must capitalize. Bench depth also favors Orlando's balance, while Milwaukee's reliance on Giannis means late-game execution hinges on his efficiency and foul trouble. The X factor may be Orlando's perimeter shot-making, Bane, Wagner, and Suggs combining to stretch Milwaukee's defense beyond comfort. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is Orlando Magic winner. The Magic's rebounding edge, defensive activity, and balanced scoring should gradually separate them over 4 quarters. Milwaukee will have stretches of dominance inside, but Orlando's spacing and ball movement will create cleaner late-game looks. At home, with momentum and depth, Orlando holds the steadier hand and closes with control. My second pick for this match is total over 217.5, New York Knicks versus Philadelphia 76ers. Madison Square Garden meets South Philly Edge in a game that carries weight beyond a single night. The New York Knicks arrive at 34-20, second in the Atlantic Division, and locked into the thick of the Eastern Conference race. The Philadelphia 76ers sit at 30-23, fourth in the division, fighting to climb and protect positioning in a crowded middle tier. The season series already leans 2-1 toward Philadelphia, but the broader numbers tilt slightly toward New York, a narrow edge reflected in the projected win probability hovering around 61% for the visitors. This is more than a February matchup. It's a tone setter inside the division, a test of depth, and potentially a preview of a playoff collision. New York brings a balanced offensive profile, averaging 117.3 points per game while shooting 47% from the field. Philadelphia counters at 116.7 per game on 46% shooting. The Knicks protect the paint better statistically, allowing 112.3 points per game compared to the Sixers' 115.5. On the glass, New York holds a clear advantage, 46.2 rebounds per night to Philadelphia's 43.4, while also moving the ball slightly more efficiently at 26.8 assists to 24.9. The deeper metrics sharpen the contrast. The Knicks convert 37.5% from three as a team and 81% at the line. The 76ers hit 37.8% from beyond the arc and an impressive 83% at the stripe. Philadelphia generates more defensive events, 9.1 steals and 5.7 blocks per game, compared to New York's 7.9 steals and 4.1 blocks. It's structure versus disruption. Jalen Brunson anchors New York's offense with 27.1 points and 6.1 assists per game, shooting 46.9% from the field and 37.5% from three, while converting 84.9% at the line. Karl Anthony Towns adds 19.7 points and 11.9 rebounds, spacing the floor at 46.3% shooting and 35.3% from deep. OG Anunoby contributes 16.6 points with 1.7 steals per game, a two-way stabilizer who defends the perimeter and finishes efficiently at 47.9%. Philadelphia's engine is Tyrese Maxey, pouring in 28.8 points and 6.8 assists while shooting 47% overall and 37.9% from three. His 89.1% free throw accuracy underscores his late-game reliability. Joel Embiid, when available, supplies 26.8 points and 7.5 rebounds on 49.4% shooting, with interior presence and rim deterrence. Andre Drummond leads the team in rebounding at 8.7 per game, while the defensive numbers, steals and blocks, highlight a team that thrives on pressure and interior resistance. The defining theme is clear: New York's rebounding balance and half-court efficiency versus Philadelphia's shot creation and defensive activity. Control versus volatility. Recent form sharpens the picture. The Knicks have won 4 of their last 5, including victories over Boston, Washington, Denver in double overtime, and the Lakers. Their only stumble came in Detroit. The offense has been consistent, topping 112 points in 4 of those 5 contests, and the Denver win, 134-127 in 2 overtimes, showcased late-game execution and stamina. Philadelphia, meanwhile, is 3-2 over its last 5. Wins over Phoenix, Golden State, and the Clippers show offensive explosiveness, but losses to Portland and the Lakers expose defensive lapses. They've scored at least 109 in every game during that stretch, yet allowed 119 or more in 2 defeats. The rhythm is there offensively. The defensive ceiling wavers. All eyes turn to the duel at the top. Brunson versus Maxey is precision against pace. Brunson thrives in tight spaces, operating off footwork and angles, reading coverage and punishing switches. Maxey plays downhill, accelerating into gaps, stretching defenses with pull-up range and relentless tempo. Brunson's 6.1 assists speak to orchestration. Maxey's 6.8 reflect pressure and penetration. At the free throw line late, both are automatic. But stylistically, Brunson controls the clock, while Maxey speeds it up. If Embiid is active and near full strength, his interior scoring and mid-range touch change the geometry of the floor. If not, Towns' rebounding and floor spacing could tilt the matchup decisively. Tactically, the battleground starts on the glass. New York's plus 2.8 rebounding margin can fuel second chance points and limit Philadelphia's transition bursts. The Knicks' 12.9 turnovers per game must stay controlled against a Sixers team that thrives on steals and runouts. In the half court, spacing will be pivotal. Towns drawing defenders out, opening lanes for Brunson. Maxey using high screens to collapse coverage and kick to shooters. Defensively, watch the perimeter containment. Anunoby's ability to disrupt Maxey without fouling is critical. On the other end, Philadelphia's rim protection and help rotations must neutralize Brunson's craft in the paint. Bench depth and energy could swing momentum, especially if foul trouble forces rotation adjustments. Late-game reliability leans slightly toward New York's structure. They defend more consistently, rebound better, and limit opponents scoring more effectively over the season. Philadelphia counters with star-level shot-making that can erase deficits in minutes. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is Philadelphia 76ers winner. New York's rebounding control and defensive stability should steady the tempo and narrow Philadelphia's transition windows. In a game defined by guard brilliance, it's the Knicks' balance. On the glass, in shot selection, and in late possessions, that provides the edge. Expect intensity, momentum swings, and a closing stretch defined by execution. And in that final 5 minutes, structure wins out. My second pick for this match is total, over 219.5. Portland Trail Blazers versus Minnesota Timberwolves. The Target Center lights come up on a Western Conference matchup that carries weight on both sides. Portland arrives at 26-28, ninth in the West, and trying to steady itself on the road. Minnesota stands 33-22, sixth in the conference, protecting home floor and looking to tighten its grip on playoff positioning. The numbers lean heavily toward the Timberwolves, roughly a 72% edge, and they've already taken the first meeting of the season. For Portland, this is about resilience and relevance. For Minnesota, it's about control and confirmation. Minnesota has built its season on balance and efficiency. The Timberwolves average 119.4 points per game while allowing 114.9. They shoot 48% from the field, move the ball for 26.5 assists a night, and protect the rim with 5.7 blocks per game. Portland counters with 116.1 points per contest, 45% shooting, and a slight rebounding edge at 45.9 boards per game. They generate 24.7 assists and 8.1 steals, looking to disrupt rhythm and create extra possessions. From deep, Portland spaces the floor with volume. Deni Avdija knocks down 2.3 threes per game at 35.4%, while Anthony Simons and Shaedon Sharpe stretch defenses beyond the arc. Minnesota answers with efficiency. Anthony Edwards hits 39.7% from three on high volume, and Dante DiVincenzo adds 38.5% accuracy. At the stripe, Portland is steady. Avdija converts 80%. But Minnesota's key weapons are just as reliable, with Edwards at 79.5% and Julius Randle at 82%. Avdija drives Portland's offense at 25.5 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 6.7 assists per game, shooting 46.7% overall. He operates with control and versatility, initiating offense and finishing through contact. Rookie center Donovan Clingan anchors the glass at 11.4 rebounds per game while shooting 52.4%, and Shaedon Sharpe adds 21.4 points with aggressive downhill scoring. Defensively, Clingan's 1.4 blocks and Sharpe's 1.4 steals highlight Portland's activity. Minnesota counters with star power and interior dominance. Anthony Edwards pours in 29.6 points per night on 49.2% shooting, adding 5.2 rebounds and 3.8 assists. He is explosive, decisive, and relentless in space. Julius Randle supplies 22.0 points and 5.5 assists, giving Minnesota a secondary creator who can bully smaller defenders. Rudy Gobert controls the paint with 11.2 rebounds and 1.6 blocks per game while shooting over 70% from the field. That inside-out balance defines Minnesota's identity. The defining theme is clear: Portland's versatile wing-driven attack versus Minnesota's structured two-level offense anchored by elite rim protection. Shot creation against shot deterrence. Pace against power. Portland's recent stretch shows flashes but not stability. Over the last 5 games, they've gone 3-2, including wins over Philadelphia, 135-118, Memphis, 135-115, and Miami, 122-115. The offense has erupted past 120 in 3 of those contests, but losses to Phoenix and Cleveland exposed defensive lapses, surrendering 130 and 130 plus. They can score in bunches, but consistency on the defensive end remains the swing factor. Minnesota's last 5 tell a steadier story, 3-2 as well, but with a defensive edge. They beat Atlanta 138-116 and Toronto 128-126, showing offensive depth while holding New Orleans to 119 in a road win. Even in losses to the Clippers and Memphis, the margins were competitive. The Timberwolves are scoring efficiently and finishing games with structure. The centerpiece duel belongs to Avdija and Edwards. Avdija's 25.5 points, 6.7 assists, and 7.2 rebounds reflect a player who orchestrates and adapts. He shoots 46.7% from the field and 80% at the line, thriving in mid-range creation and pick-and-roll reads. Edwards, meanwhile, is pure force, 29.6 points per game, nearly 40% from three, 55.8% on two-point attempts. He bends defenses with first-step explosion and punishes soft closeouts. Avdija thrives on rhythm and versatility. Edwards thrives on momentum and takeover bursts. In Minneapolis, where Minnesota is 18-10 at home, Edwards carries added confidence. Tactically, Minnesota's rim protection looms large. Gobert's presence limits second-chance points and forces Portland into tougher perimeter looks. The Timberwolves' 26.5 assists per game reflect structured ball movement, while Portland's 16.4 turnovers per game could become costly against Minnesota's 8.7 steals and disciplined rotations. If Portland wins the rebounding battle and pushes tempo, they can stress Minnesota in transition. But in half-court sets, the Timberwolves' defensive shape and length give them the edge. Watch the secondary units. Portland's young contributors can swing momentum with shooting bursts, but Minnesota's depth, including DiVincenzo's perimeter defense and Jaden McDaniels' versatility, provides lineup flexibility. Late game, Minnesota's combination of Edwards' shot creation and Randle's physicality offers two reliable scoring options. Portland often leans heavily on Avdija to initiate under pressure. This projects as a high-scoring contest early, with Portland testing pace and spacing. But over 48 minutes, Minnesota's efficiency and interior control should tilt the balance. The Timberwolves' edge in field goal percentage, assist rate, and rim protection becomes decisive. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is Minnesota Timberwolves winner. Minnesota's balance, defensive stability, and star efficiency at home provide the separation. The Timberwolves protect their floor, control the paint, and close with composure. My second pick for this match is total over 234.5. Sacramento Kings versus Utah Jazz. Sacramento arrives at 12-43, sitting 15th in the Western Conference and mired in a 14-game road skid. Utah stands at 17-37, 13th in the West, looking to protect home floor and continue building separation from the bottom tier. The projection leans clearly toward the Jazz with roughly a 61% edge in win probability, and for a Utah team trying to stabilize its season, this is a game it cannot afford to let slip. It's not just another February night. It's a chance for Utah to assert control against a wounded opponent, and for Sacramento to prove it still has competitive fire despite a difficult campaign. Utah holds the statistical edge across the board. The Jazz average 118.2 points per game to Sacramento's 110.5, while shooting 47% from the field compared to the Kings' 46%. Utah also controls the glass at 44.2 rebounds per game versus Sacramento's 41.3 and moves the ball more effectively, averaging 30.0 assists to the Kings' 25.0. Defensively, neither team has been elite, but the numbers still favor Utah. The Jazz allow 126.4 points per game, while Sacramento gives up 120.6. Utah generates 8.0 steals per night and 3.5 blocks, while Sacramento posts 8.2 steals and a stronger 4.5 blocks per contest, one of the few defensive categories tilted toward the Kings. The offensive leaders define the style of each team. For Sacramento, Zach LaVine leads at 19.2 points per game on 47.9% shooting, including 39.0% from three and 88.0% at the line. Russell Westbrook adds 15.3 points and 6.6 assists, pushing pace and forcing tempo, though turnovers, 3.4 per game, remain part of the equation. Domantas Sabonis provides interior stability with 15.8 points and 11.4 rebounds on 54.3% shooting. the most efficient, high-usage scorer on the roster. Utah counters with a true offensive centerpiece in Lauri Markkanen, averaging 26.9 points on 47.8% shooting, 36.5% from three, and an elite 89.1% from the free throw line. He's complemented by Jusuf Nurkic's 10.4 rebounds and interior presence, along with Isaiah Collier's 7.2 assists, orchestrating the offense. Utah's attack is more balanced and fluid, built around spacing, interior passing, and second-chance opportunities. The defining theme: Utah's offensive depth and ball movement versus Sacramento's individual scoring bursts. The Jazz play with structure. The Kings rely on sparks. Recent form sharpens that contrast. Sacramento has dropped 5 straight. Losses to New Orleans, 120-94, Cleveland, 132-126. The Clippers, 114-111. Memphis, 129-125. And Washington, 116-112. The margins show competitiveness in stretches, but defensive breakdowns late have been costly. They've allowed 120 or more in 4 of those 5 games, a troubling trend on the road. Utah, meanwhile, is 3-2 in its last 5. Wins over Miami, 115-111, Atlanta, 131-122, and Toronto, 107-100, show offensive rhythm and late-game composure. Losses to Orlando, 120-117, and Indiana, 131-122, reveal defensive lapses, but the Jazz are scoring with consistency and showing resilience. Momentum belongs to Utah, confidence too. The marquee duel centers on Lauri Markkanen and Zach LaVine. Markkanen is operating at an all-star level, 26.9 points per game, nearly 20 field goal attempts a night, and elite free throw efficiency. His size allows him to score over defenders, and his perimeter shooting stretches defensive coverage. LaVine counters with 19.2 points per game and a 39% clip from beyond the arc. He's efficient and capable of explosive scoring runs, but he'll need support. Westbrook's 6.6 assists and Sabonis's interior rebounding are critical if Sacramento hopes to match Utah's rhythm. Markkanen plays with controlled precision, calculated, balanced, efficient. LaVine thrives on rhythm and momentum. If Markkanen dictates tempo early, Utah settles into comfort. If LaVine catches fire, the game becomes volatile. Tactically, Utah's 30 assists per game signal a clear advantage in ball movement. Sacramento's 25 assists highlight a more isolation-heavy approach. That gap matters, especially in late-game situations. Rebounding could tilt the night. Utah's 44.2 boards per game against Sacramento's 41.3 gives the Jazz extra possessions, and against a team already struggling defensively, second chance points can become decisive. Turnovers are another swing factor. Westbrook's aggressive style generates pace, but also risk. If Utah converts live ball turnovers into transition opportunities, the separation could come quickly. In the half court, Nurkic's size against Sabonis inside is a battle to watch. Sacramento's 4.5 blocks per game suggests some rim protection, but Utah's spacing forces defensive rotations. If the Jazz stretch the floor and collapse the paint selectively, Sacramento's defensive structure could unravel. Bench production and composure late favor Utah. They've shown more stability in closing moments over the past week. Sacramento has competed, but hasn't finished. The final call comes down to efficiency and structure. Utah's superior scoring average, ball movement, and rebounding edge create a steady foundation. Sacramento will generate moments, LaVine will score, Westbrook will push tempo. But sustaining that over 48 minutes on the road is a different challenge. After analyzing both teams, my first pick for this match is Utah Jazz winner. Utah's balance, spacing, and control win out. The Jazz execute, the Kings battle, but in the end, structure beats volatility, and home court seals it. My second pick for this match is total over 229.5.